and manoeuvred that baby out of the firefight to ensure its safety.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for...
There were civilian casualties that night, as is commonly the case when these compounds are raided.
2 females and an infant child were killed during the operation.
There was quite a lot of detail revealing that in the inquiry into the loss of Luke Worsley.
Private Worsley and the remainder of his commando team displayed remarkable adherence to their rules of engagement in a protracted...
They have to make the ultimate decision to take somebody's life. And they then have to live with that. And they do it within all the boundaries and restraints that are put on them.
Such that a more detailed commission of inquiry is not warranted.
At the end of the day, they've still got to come home to people they love and live with the fact they've taken another human being's life and be with them for the rest of their lives, wherever they may go. The impact can be truly profound when they see a friend killed in action.
Cameron had been in a long-term relationship. He was actually married.
We thought that this may well be Cameron's last major deployment over there.
Throughout the morning, the fighting escalated.
Something drastically had to happen. I saw Cam charging the door. Just charged it, weapon up in his shoulder.
And I opened the door and I knew straight away that what it was.
The 100th Victoria Cross has been awarded to an Australian.
I remember every minute of that occasion and the deep privilege that I felt in holding that Victoria Cross.
He'd probably be embarrassed about accepting it, but what he did got me out of there and saved my life and the others in the platoon.
That's what it's about, America. It's about doing the right thing with heart. The young man didn't have to charge in. He could have stayed with his teammates. But something drastic had to happen, and he had to make a change. So he chose that change. It's about caring about your people and doing it the right way. That being said, we're going to take a small music break.
You hid your skeletons when I had shown you mine. You woke the devil that I thought you left behind. I saw the evidence, the crimson soaking through. 10,000 promises, 10,000 ways to lose. And you have it all, but you were careless to let it fall. You have it all, and I was by your side, powerless. you were careless to let it fall. You held it all, and I was by your
Alright, and we're back. We're going to run part 2 of the Australian Last Commando.
Tonight's program concludes the story of the late Commando Cameron Baird. Earlier this year, I had the honour of awarding his posthumous Victoria Cross. Corporal Baird was killed in Afghanistan a year ago. Tonight's program starts with a short recap.
To be a commando, certain things are secret.
He goes, you know those little stickers they put on apples? I'm the guy that puts those on the apples.
I sort of envisaged him being the next sort of Wayne Carey.
His name was never called, and he was absolutely devastated.
How's your camouflage too?
There's no laughing and joking and smiling out there.
Luke Worsley, of course, was the first commando killed in action. He was with Cam Baird.
We made entry and there was a significant firefight within the compound.
He went in front of the team. He, threw grenades. He was firing his weapon. It was just amazing.
Going on a mission in war, there's nothing entertaining about that. Because it's not like TV, it's not a movie, this is for real. It's the ultimate things about life and death, and having to take somebody's life and risking your own life. They don't actually say they were killed or I killed. They'll talk about I cleared the room.
Sometimes they'd find euphemisms like I reduced him. I'd then understand that this soldier that I'm talking to, who's having his breakfast, had just been on a night mission where he killed an enemy in hand-to-hand combat.
Cameron certainly didn't take any great pleasure in the dirty aspects of the job. He didn't brag or skite or carry on about what he'd done. I can't comment and say whether or not he had trouble sleeping at night or, he was a professional soldier and he did what he had to do and he was very good at his job.
When you've worked in a highly close-knit team as they have, often for months and years, the impact can be truly profound when they see a friend or a colleague killed or injured in action.
When Luke Worsley was killed, it was a very big deal for the unit. Bravo Company lost its first bloke. It was a pivotal moment for Cameron as well.
Luke's death was very hard for Cameron. It was an awful situation for him. To see a fellow soldier and someone who he was friends with, dying in battle. I remember him saying to me, if I'm finding it hard, how's the family going?
Yes. Come November, 7 years.
Doesn't get any easier. Cameron came to us for each anniversary.
And they all miss him.
And he'd stay back and spend time with us after the other boys left, and we just felt kind of at ease with Cameron.
You know, you need to ask these questions, and he was willing to answer them.
Cameron actually won the Medal for Gallantry, which is the third highest award for bravery, for his actions on that particular night that Luke was killed. Initially, Cameron refused it on the ground that he believed that that particular day that he was doing just what any other soldier would have done.
He was talked into it from his friends and everything, so when Cameron finally said, I'm going to accept the award, he said, I'm only going to accept it if it's accepted for all of us.
Courage. What is courage? Courage is the wives and mothers and partners who stay at home and maintain a degree of normality day in, day out, hoping and praying that somebody like me will never knock on their door.
Cameron had been in a relationship, a long-term relationship. He was actually married.
You know, they'd met when they were like 18, I think Cameron was, and she was a lovely lady and one who we certainly respect.
As far as we understand, everything was pretty good. Cameron unfortunately spent time away, whether it be on deployment, whether it be on courses, and I think probably overall, from what we understand, is that we had two professional people that were going in slightly different directions, and they agreed to split and have a divorce.
So where are you, bro? What's the name of this island? Water?
Don't know. It was a big part of his life, but that part of his life was over and he'd moved on. And he was happy where he was in his life.
We actually met on eHarmony and exchanged a couple of messages, and Cameron was very forward and direct, which is the kind of person he is. He, immediately told me about, his just getting out of an 11-year relationship. It was just, I hate to say like love at first sight, but it really was from that first night. Just the way you just seemed to love life. Every day we were together, I would think to myself, I am so lucky. There was honestly just no faults other than the dangerous job.
Cameron did 4 tours of Afghanistan. Each one lasted probably about 5 months.
From our understanding, we thought that this may well be Cameron's last major deployment over there because, things were coming to a bit of an end with this particular war, so Cameron was looking forward to it.
I think it would be a wrongdoing for us to walk away halfway through the operation. I think it would be very un-Australian not to finish a job that you started.
I'd speak to him and go, oh, how are things going? Yeah, no, everything's pretty quiet at the moment. Looking back, I think it was just so close to him coming home.
Our job was to target an insurgent network within the Cod Valley. As the day Cameron was killed, it was different to a lot of other jobs we'd been on.